Come on, children. How are you? I feel you are all ready for the class, keeping well and getting ready to come to the school. Yes or no? Very fine. Okay. So I hope and presume that you have read your lessons, the Submit Within. The Submit Within is a beautiful and very moral lesson that I have already completed two portions of, two classes. And the last part I said I will explain to you the last part once again, because it is the last paragraph is a very meaningful and very helpful for each one of us. So today we will see the lesson, that is the same lesson, page number 79, the last paragraph. Last class I read it, but then I said I will continue again to explain to you detail. Okay. Now please take your textbook, page number 79, the last paragraph. Okay. We have seen that those people climbed on the peak. They have kept there something, Buddha's picture and a different one cross and different Durga, all those things. It is not that they have conquered, but is there out of their reverence to God. Okay, that is what we have seen. The last paragraph you will see. The last paragraph you will see the experience of having climbed to the summit change you completely. So, as we have seen earlier, those who climb the summit or those who achieve something greater or complete a mission, such people will not remain in the same. They will be a different person, changed person. Their attitude, their behavior, their attitude towards their life and all changes. Okay? And they become more committed people. So that is what it says that. Okay, let us see. Look into your textbook. There is another summit. There is another summit. Okay, that is we have seen. It is not outside. So where it is within yourself. Within yourself there is a summit which is very difficult and hard to travel. It is not like a climbing Mount Everest. It is much more harder because nobody likes to do that. Only few people will be. Such people will be great and they are godly people. Okay. Why? As I said last class, when you dig a borewell, so many things you have to take it out and throw. Yes or no? As the borewell, the propeller goes inside the earth, digging, each time it comes out with all the stones or whatever is blocking is there. See not? To remove the unnecessarily things in order to find the true water. Yes or no? In order to find water, they cannot simply find water. So, the propeller as it goes down, they remove the rocks or whatever cut materials and remove it outside. Then only again going inside, coming out, coming in, going in, coming. So like that they find the true water. In the same way it says that there is another summit within yourself, within each one of us. It is in your own mind. It is in your own mind, your mind. And each man carries within himself his own mountain peak. Each person and each of us are carrying a mountain peak within ourselves. What is necessary and unnecessarily also. So, it's when you dig a borewell, you remove the unnecessary things, is not? All the stones and rocks so that it will find the water. The same way, there is also so many unnecessarily unwanted things that is within ourselves. It is like a mountain sometime. Okay? That has to be removed. So that when we travel inside, so many things we may have to remove. All the unnecessary things we remove and go deeper and deeper and deeper, you will find your true self. That is what it says that. He must climb to reach to the fuller knowledge of himself. What is fuller knowledge of himself? You will find your true self, that is God himself. You are a God. You are created in the image of God. God created you with like Him only. But we don't act. Okay. So if you go deeper and deeper in yourself, you will touch your true self, that is God within your conscience. Okay. You will touch then. It is a fear. So then the man is telling, it is a fearful journey. Nobody likes to remove things, isn't it? We want to possess everything. Whatever necessary, unnecessary, everything we will possess. We want to keep for ourselves. We don't know what is true. So the man is telling, it is fearful and unscalable. That journey within ourselves is fearful. Why it is fearful? Because we don't want to show ourselves who we are. Because even if we are not good people, we will show outside we are so good, isn't it? So it is that one. It is fearful. We don't want to show our true self to anybody. Though we know what we are, but we show outside we are something different, isn't it? So we push. Now we are keeping the mask and walking. Why? Because of afraid of corona. Sometimes we are keeping bigger mask so that nobody will come to know who we are. We keep mask and walk. We don't show our true self. But this man is telling, as we journey into our own, we will come to know our nothingness, our sinfulness, or maybe our nakedness, maybe. All those things we will come to know. It is fearful. So, and unscalable. It is unmeasurable, unscalable. It cannot be climbed by anyone else. Nobody can climb into yourself. Only you can do that. That is what in the beginning I said. What is your mind? What you want, you will become. Nobody can make you. Nobody can make you happy. Nobody can make you sad even. It is depend on you. Sometimes we think because of he or because of she that we are unhappy. No, it is not necessary. It is your mental capacity. How do you take the things for yourself? That makes you happy or unhappy. So this man is telling, in order to climb, it is a fearful, it is unscalable. It cannot be climbed by other people. You yourself have to find. You yourself have to try. You yourself have to do it. Nobody can do it for you. That means to be in one touch with your own self only it is possible for you. Physical act of climbing to the summit of a mountain. Physical act of climbing a summit is outside a king. A king, that means similar to the act of climbing the mountain within. So climbing the outside may be a physical act of climbing. That means both are the same. Climbing on a mountain outside and climbing, going down into your own self, or climbing to your mountain, your mind, both are the same, similar attitude. It has difficulties. Okay, that is what it is. It is aching. Okay, to the climbing of the mountain within. It is both are the same. The physical act of climbing a mountain outside and climbing within yourself, both are the same. It has difficulties. It is lot of hardships. So many things we don't want to give up. See not, we have to let go. Let go ourselves, only then we will be able to do that work. See not, climbing up, you have seen the climbing on the Everest was not that easy. They have to lose, sometimes they may lose their lives, but they are willing to do that. Here, climb within yourself, traveling into yourself, we may have to let go so many things, so many unwanted things that is within us, let go, so that we will find the true meaning of your life, the true self within yourself, that is your conscience. You will touch with your conscience, because our conscience will never cheat us. Even if we do some mistake, we may hide it, but our conscience will tell you, you are wrong or you are right. If you do good things, you are good. Okay, conscience will never cheat us. So that is why we should be in touch with our own self, so that we act well, we will be happy, we will make others happy. That is, after all, our duty is to be happy persons, is not? To happy and make others happy. To love ourselves, as the commandment is there, as you love yourself, you love others also. Is not? That is what we will be able to do. Now, the effect of both the climbing are the same. He says, climbing of a mountain outside or climbing a mountain within yourself, both are the same. He says, whether the mountain you climb is physical or emotional and spiritual, the climb will certainly change you. So he says that physical, whether the climb is physical, that means outside, or emotional and spiritual, the climb will certainly change you. That climbing, that hardship. For example, children, if you, now you are students, it's not. You have to do work hard. You study, work hard, don't waste your time, obey your parents, obey your teachers, do all those things. You will enjoy later. It is a hardship because when you want to study, you may like to play. But you forgot to play, you come and study. And finally, you will get a good result, there you will rejoice. Yes or no? So that is what changes you a person. This is what he says. Whether it is physical, whether it is emotional or spiritual, the hard work that you do, you will enjoy the fruit of it. Is it clear for you? So that is what you must learn from this lesson. And it teaches you much about the world and about yourself. It teaches you the world around you and your own self. You will come to know who you are. Sometimes we know what we are, but we are not in touch with, we act differently. Is it not? We know so many things that is happening in and around our world where we are living. So many people do so many crimes and things like that. Why? Because they are not true to themselves. When we are in touch with ourselves, for example, when we don't know something, when we are in difficulties, seek the help of someone. You share with someone so that you will receive help. And you pray and go in meditation. Not your classes, your schools and all, you do the meditation and things like that. All those things are there, is it not? That all that things should help us to find our own true self. Am I clear to you? I hope it's beautiful. That's why I told you I will explain only this particular paragraph once again and again. The last part of the lesson is very, very touchy, very, very useful and helpful to each one of us. Okay. Now the last paragraph. I venture means risk my life. I venture to think that my experience as an Everester has provided me with the inspiration to face life's ordeal resolutely. So that he says that climbing the Mount Everest changed his life. He has an inspiration to face life, whatever comes, no problem for him. That is, the hardships will help us to face reality, that endurance. See not, that will help us to see whatever comes, we will be able to take life in the positive sense. We should take, but say for example, very often we question other people. Yes or no? We question other people. When even if we do make mistake, we will say because of she or because of he or mother or we because we are like no. Because of us what we are. Because of us what we are. We must ask to question ourselves. Why am I like this? Why am I not studying? Why I behave like this? You will find an answer. But we ask outside, you will never find answer, never you will change. When you question yourself, you will start to realize your wrong things or your good things, you will start to change or achieve. Okay, that will help you. So this man is telling, climbing the Everest made him to see life in a different way. He is able to take life in the positive sense. Whatever comes, he is able to face it. This is the good things. Okay. Now, climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. He says, climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. That means a beautiful experience. It was very good to him. It has done a lot of good to his life. Worthwhile. And he says, the conquest of the internal summit is equally worthwhile. He says the conquest of not only climbing the Everest, but when you travel, conquest yourself. That means you will come in touch with your own self, very true self. That is also worthwhile. So that you will change your attitude. Your life situation will change. You will be able to face any situations in your life. That is what the man is saying. The last line, the internal summit are perhaps higher than Everest. He says that the internal summit. What is internal summit? Traveling into your own self, finding your true self. That is greater or higher than climbing a mountain, counting the Everest. That is what the man is telling. Okay? So beautiful lesson, lot of meaning, lot of enrichment for our own life that you must cherish. So what you learn from this lesson? Be firm in your decisions. Firm in your good decisions. As you students, how you have to behave, how you have to study, and how you have to be true to yourself in your studies, not cheating your parents or teachers or companions. No, true to yourself, so that you will experience the joy, the thrill of your good result, and you become, as you grow into a greater person. Yesterday I happened to see some of my students when I was teaching in the school in 2008. I met two of the girls. They are just standing and smiling because I did not realize they are grown up. I taught them in the 6th standard. So they were just standing smiling. Then I called them. Then I asked this. Then we talked. Then I realized I taught them. They said, "Sister, you taught us social studies." And now they both of them finished their, one is doing her beard after her PG, second one is, another one is, she just finished her MBBS and going to do her PG. So I was so happy to see them. So this is the joy, because of the hard work, this is the hardship they have to. It is not difficult. Children, life is not bed of roses. It is hardships, endurance, so many things you give up as you are growing in a small. You have to give up so many things so that you will enjoy the fruit of it. Okay? So this is all about the lesson. Beautiful lesson. Read it, reread it, understand the lesson properly. Am I clear to you? So we'll do the exercise, the comprehension passages. It's a small lesson but very wonderful, beautiful and very inspiring lesson. Okay? Now, coming to the comprehension passage, page number 80, you just read. Standing on the Everest, the writer was dash. There are 3 sentences given. Now, can you tell me? Standing on the Everest, the writer was overjoyed, very sad, jubilant and sad. What is the answer? Jubilant and sad. That we will find in the textbook. Is it not? As he reached, he felt joy as well as sadness in him. Okay, it says what is the reason and things like that. So the answer is jubilant and sad. Second question, the emotions that gripped him was one of the dash. The emotion that gripped him was one of the dash. What was it? Humility and gripped him was, what is the answer? Humility and a sense of smallness within him. He felt humble because before God we are nothing. He realized his nothing, in spite of doing greater act or greater mission, he felt he is nothing before the universe. That is what the answer. Humility and the sense of smallness he felt. Smallness means what? That is, he said he is nothing before God. He is nothing before. Sometimes we are everything. It's not. We show that we are so great. No, we are nothing before God. We are just like dust particles. Okay, so that is what the man said. So, emotions that gripped him was one of the humility and a sense of smallness. Okay, now the third question. The summit of the mind refers to. The summit of the mind refers to what? There are 6 points are given to you. Will which of them correct? Great intellectual achievements, 1. Second one is the process of maturing mentally and spiritually. Third one is overcoming personal ambition and common welfare. Fourth one, living in a world of thought and imagination. Then the next one is the triumph of mind over worldly pleasure for a noble, last one is a fuller knowledge of yourself. Which is the correct? Mark the items not relevant. Mark the items not relevant. What is the answer to your question? Third question. What are the answers to that? A fuller knowledge of oneself is not there. All the other things are there. A fuller knowledge. It is not the fuller. The summit of the mind refers not only fuller knowledge of only yourself. No, so many other things are there. Only one answer is there. That is not correct. It is a fuller knowledge of oneself. This answer not the correct. All the other 5 sentences are correct. The summit of the mind refers. Is it clear? So answer, you read it and you should be able to answer. Now there are still some more questions are there. Answer the questions. Answer the following questions. What are the 3 qualities that played a major role in the author's climb? What are the major things? That is in the first part of the lesson you will find. What are the 3 major things? The endurance, then persistence and willpower. Endurance, persistence and willpower. That is the answer. What are the 3 qualities that played a major role, very important role? That I said in the beginning. Anything you need to have the willpower. That is, your mind should be set to do that. Then only you will be able, so that you will do it. If your mind is not set to do, you will not do it. That is what I said. What you want, you will become. What you want, you will become. Yes or no? Now the next question. What is the next question? Why the adventure which is risky also pleasurable? Why the adventure is risky and pleasurable? Pleasurable means joyful, or it is a happiness it gives. Risky means it is very difficult, but at the same time pleasurable, enjoyable. What is the reason? The mountain climbing is a great adventure, but it is also risky. It is very risky, very difficult. It is no life. Sometimes you may lose your life. You may fall down and die. All those things can happen. It is a great challenge, and doing challenging the job is one's pleasure. It is a thrill. It is a challenge. When you are doing it a challenge, you will enjoy. It gives immense joy and for the doer. It with a great challenge. There should be challenge in life. There should be thrill in life. Then you will enjoy. Not just to study, get mark. No. There is a thrill in reading. There is a thrill in doing things. There you will enjoy. Is it clear? I will send you the notes. Then you can. Okay. Now the next another question is. What is the third question for you? What is that? There is okay. Now, what was it about Mount Everest that the author found irresistible? What was it about Mount Everest that the author found irresistible? Can you tell me the answer? The Mount Everest attracted the author because it is the highest and it is the mightiest and has defiled many previous attempts. So it is the highest, it is the mightiest, and so many times, so many people attempted to do that. Okay. Then it also lasts one's energy. It takes the last ounce of one's energy. That means lot of endurance, lot of willpower is necessary to climb the summit or in order to reach the peak of it. Okay. Now the next one is one does not do it, climb, that means climbing the peak or fame once. What does do you really? What does one do it for really? Why? After all, he asked the question, why at all I climb? What is the reason for that? Is it for fun's sake? What is that? Conquering the summit is great physical achievement. No, everybody, all are not able to do everything, is it not? Some people are able to. See, for example, each one of you are sitting in the class. Are you all the same? No. We are all unique people. Unique being. Uniqueness means what? Yeah, each one have their own capacity. Your own. Are you all look the same? No. Even if the same parents' children are not the same. Yes or no? Character wise, the structure wise, the behavior wise, everything is changed. Intellectual wise also different. You know, each one of us are. In each one of us has got different capacities, talents. All are different. We are all different. For example, if you look into your 5 fingers, are they all same? No, each one is different. So in the same way, each one of us are different with our own capacity. But we are all important. All these fingers are important, yes or no? Can you say this finger you are small or this one you are very tall and you are tall? No, we cannot. Because all these fingers are very, very important to do something, to hold something. Otherwise, you will like it. In the same way, each one of us are important. Each one of us are with our own capacities, intellect, innate. So all has to be used for the great achievements, for pleasing God, not for our pleasure, not for our happiness. We please God because God has given us everything. We have to believe that, children. It is a God we believe, yes or no? Whether it is a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu, we believe in God. Yes or no? Yeah. We will know that we are nothing before God. God has given us everything, even our intellect, our understanding, our talents, our capacity, our color, our height, everything is the gift of God. It is not our achievements. So that is what. I will send you the notes, you will not. Okay? Another question which is there, he becomes conscious in a special manner of which smallness. Okay, the question is which of the emotion? What are the emotions that he felt? Read the question. The emotions of humility. He felt humbleness. Humility means that is he is nothing before the world. Before the world means God himself. Because God created everything. The whole universe is created by God. Such a beautiful mountain. Who created? God created. And he realized the humility, the nothingness, the smallness within himself. Then he compared. We must not compare ourselves with other people. We must compare ourselves with God, so that we will know how God is great and how small we are, and we will try. When we compare ourselves with people, that means our own comparisons and things, what do? We will find all kinds of disappointment and we feel jealousy, all kinds of things, no? We must always look at God and compare ourselves. Then we will realize that we are nothing, God is everything. So that we will try to improve ourselves. Is it clear? So then coming back to the next chapter, some of the questions are there. The author is often answered. What, according to the writer, did he experience as an Everester teach him? As he climbed, what did the things that he learned climbing the Everest? The experience of having conquered Mount Everest changed him completely. As I said, a person who do great mission, they will not remain the same. Their mind, attitude, everything is changed. So this man, he says that his life changed completely. It made him realize his own smallness. His own smallness. So when he compared himself, compared the whole, he is nothing. That is the answer he gets. So beautiful. Read it, okay? Then there is last question. Write a sentence against each of the following. That is an exercise that is there. For you to write the sentence following statement. Your sentence should explain the statement. You can pick the sentence from the textbook and rewrite them. The first one is done for you. Okay, that is it. What is the first one? The experience changes you completely. The experience changes you completely. Answer is, one has been to the mountain is never the same again. That is from the textbook. Okay. Then the next one is, second one is, the experience changes you completely. That answer I have read. Second one is, man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. Obstacles means hurdles. Between disturbances. Man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. What is the answer for that? The obstacles in climbing the mountain are physical. Yes or no? The obstacle climbing the mountain are physical. A climb to the summit is to a test of endurance and willpower. It is a summit. A lot of endurance is there. Endurance means hardships. Forgo, take courage, go ahead. Okay? And power. It is a challenge that difficult to resist. That is the answer for that. Okay, I will send you the answer. You can copy down. The third one is, mountains are nature at its best. Mountains are nature at its best. What is the answer for that? Everest is the highest and the mightiest and has defied many previous attempts. A beautiful hill. Okay. If you go Google, you will be able to find Mount Everest, because you are otherwise you even if small mountains, hills like here we don't find, but there are. If you go to the east side and all, you will find some mountains and things like that. Okay, if you go to Google, you will be able to find Mount Everest. You just click, then you will get the picture of it. You are able to do, because you are all handling the mobile with all kinds of things, is not? Now, coming to the fourth question, the going was difficult, but after effect of satisfying. Just climbing up was very difficult. After effect, they are satisfying. But though it was difficult, it was satisfying. Find a lot of happiness. Answer: when a summit is climbed, there is a joy of having done something. One has the feeling of victory and of happiness. With hardships go up. As I said over you, sitting, studying, doing homework and remaining at home, all those things are difficult. But if you go through all these things, you will find your achievements. You will get a good result. Everybody will appreciate you and things. That is the achievement, is happiness. Though without difficulty, we cannot achieve anything. Okay. Then see, for example, again there is yesterday, the other day I said, stepping stone is it is a success. Not. You may fall, you may fail, but don't give up. Rise, get up, walk. That is the way achievements. The last one is, the physical conquest of a mountain is really spiritual experience. The fifth sentence. The physical conquest of a mountain is really a spiritual experience. Yeah, mountains are the means of communion with God. There you will find the sentence in the textbook. For all these sentences, you will find the meaning in the textbook. That's why I told you to read the textbook carefully. Is it clear for you? So that's all the lesson. Read it, study, work hard. I hope you all like this lesson. I like it so much, because lot of things that we can learn for our own life. Beautiful lesson. So wish you all the best. Have a nice day and study. Read the lessons. Take your refer your dictionary for the meanings. Okay. So I hope you do so. Thank you. See you in the next class.